Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today is a simple video response to Mrs. K. She's a wonderful old friend of mine. When I first started my channel early on, it was like 2012 or whenever it was. I think she started watching me around there, maybe early 2013. I'm not sure, but she's been a very good supporter. She watches a good percentage of my videos. When she can, she comments. And she's got a wonderful channel of her own. What's nice about her is that she's not a fanboy by any means. She plays all the games, all the consoles. She's just into gaming. She's all about being positive and trying to just show a passion for the hobby as I do. And that's why I like her channel. That's why I especially like her vlogs when she does them. I can't always keep up on her gameplay videos, but I enjoy her vlogs. And she did one that I really thought was good. I just happened to catch it. It's been out for a few days now. I don't get notifications of any of my friends' videos, so I physically have to go to all of their channels and go, oh look, they got a new video or 3 or whatever, and that's how. Then I usually pick out the vlogs and we'll watch those first. So forgive me if I haven't watched all of your videos. I try to. I'm just behind with everything. That's why it's one of the hallmarks, I guess, of having a small channel is at least you can kind of stay on top of your friends' videos and their interactions. But she did a video, and she's got some video responses to it already. It was all about respect. What's more important to you with your YouTube channel? Is it respect or is it popularity? I never really thought of it in those terms. I thought, it's an interesting subject. I like what she's positing, and it makes sense. And I got to thinking about the roots of who I am as a person, the roots of my YouTube channel, history of my own gaming, and I've kind of realized over the years that I've never really been into what's popular. Even when I was younger, all the other kids would go on all the ski trips, and their parents would fund them for all the field trips, and they were the popular kids in school and get all the attention. I was always kind of that shy, bashful kid in the back of the classroom drawing, sketches of cars and airplanes and trains and tanks and everything else as a kid instead of paying attention. So I was always kind of blended in with the background. I never stood out. I've never been popular. I did do well with art in school. I probably was the best artist in every school I've ever been in, from elementary school and junior high school and high school in particular. And enjoyed that. But even then, you only get so much praise. That 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. It really was meaningless. Where the other kids were the jocks with football and basketball and baseball and did well. And I like those sports, but I just never was good at them. So early on, I've never been into what is, quote, popular. It's always been about what I like. Even when I get into cars, everyone was into Mustangs or Camaros or Corvettes and all that stuff. And I love those cars, and I've had all of those cars. But the cars that I liked at the time, which ironically are now the quintessential muscle cars and very popular, are the old Chryslers, the old, Dodge Chargers. No one wanted them. You can get them for dirt cheap. Now they're like, 70 grand and up, because they're popular. TV shows, reality TV shows, and those damn Barrett-Jackson auctions have made them popular. So now everyone has to have those cars. And I find it funny now. People are going, I got a friend of mine the other day who goes, yeah, I can get this 69 Dodge Charger. It's only $19,000. It's like a major fixer-upper. This thing needs everything. And I'm like, if it's worth it to you, go and knock yourself out. Those cars were $850 cars when I had them. And I had more rare ones and nicer ones than that for, $2,100. But if it's something that you want, get it. And frankly, the guy already has some really nice cars, but they aren't the most popular of the Chrysler muscle cars. So it's interesting to see people will always go for what's popular. It's like my channel. I talk about the things in the games that I like, this is not an overly popular PlayStation 1 game, Agile Warrior, but it's one of my favorite games for the PlayStation 1. To me, I love it. I'd much rather play this than a lot of the games that are, quote, popular on the PS1. Same thing, I love, believe me, don't get me wrong, I love Twisted Metal, all the Twisted Metals, or at least 1, 2, and, Black and Head On. And even the new one from 2010 or whatever, but I like games like Roadkill, the underdogs, from Terminal Reality, that do something different and think outside the box. I've always kind of championed the underdog games, you know. I mean, Wolfenstein Return to Castle is a relatively popular series and game, so this is proof that I don't like just, oddball games, but I love this game, and it may not be as popular as games today and have a lot of the things that we're used to, but I like it, and that's what my show's about. I talk about the games that I'm passionate about, the games that I look at and love, that bring back memories to me. Now, they're not going to be the same memories of growing up with a Sega Genesis, getting one for Christmas, and playing Sonic, Spinball, and all of those great platformers. And I take nothing away from kids that grew up and they get a brand new Super NES back in, 92 or whatever, and they all are their favorite games. And like I said, I was an adult, in my late 20s by the time I got my Super NES, and had some of those systems and games. So what's ironic is a lot of the real popular NES games, or even Sega Genesis games, even though I loved them and did play them from one time or another, either on my own console or at a friend's, I just, and there wasn't the internet to tell you what was hip and what wasn't. You just like what you like for your own reasons. So I've always never followed the crowd. I mean, the in crowd. I was into NASCAR before it became popular. It was on television, American network TV, once or twice a year. They have like the Daytona 500, and that's it. If you're lucky, they might show Watkins Glen or some other race, but I was into it when you couldn't get a NASCAR t-shirt. You couldn't get a NASCAR decal unless you were an official member or a crew member for NASCAR. Today, every housewife and their brother and their cat or everyone else is in a NASCAR. So it's become so popular, and it's lost the soul of what it once was. That's why I don't follow NASCAR anymore. That's why I don't go to the car shows anymore. When I had a lot of the cars, and I was in several car clubs, what I liked was the fact that people could come in, and you'd always have the popular guys, and they would have not one but 2 or 3 or 5 really nice muscle cars, and with very high-end paint jobs, and theirs got all the trophies and awards. You go to a car show, and the crowds would flock around their cars consistently, and I always would feel bad. I mean, of course, I was one of these, the people that never had the money to really do it right, so you'd see someone else like myself, or even people that had less than me, that would come in, and they had an old primered, muscle car or something. But they loved it. You could see their enthusiasm and love. And those were the people that I would seek out at the car shows. Those are the ones that I had the most enjoyable time talking with. Because you could see that it wasn't about being popular. It was about entering into a hobby because you loved the hobby. And you're just happy to be a part. Maybe they had a lesser known car. Maybe their car was a 4-door and wasn't the popular 2-door coupe that everyone else had. But the fact that they were there and that they were having a good time, and that you could see they put a lot of love and care into their restorations of their cars and fixing them up, or the custom mods they would make, those are the people that I would gravitate towards. Those are the people that I enjoyed conversing with. And it's the same thing with gaming. I found the exact same dynamic. There's a lot of huge channels. In fact, I've got a couple friends that started their channel even after mine in 2012, and they've got virtually thousands of subscribers. I don't know how they did it, but what it is that they showcase and do gameplay videos of all the games that are popular. So naturally, they're going to be in the search engines, and they're going to get the views. It's not for me to question what their motive is or why they did that. Are they doing it to be popular? Do they do it? Maybe they just love those AAA popular titles, and they're having fun with it. It's not my place to question their motives, but I find it interesting. So my channel was probably always going to be small. It's never going to be real big. So getting back to Mrs. K's question about respect or popularity, I mean, without hesitating, I put in the comments, it's all about respect for me. I'm doing this, I would much rather have the respect as an older gamer, that there's a few people that like some of the quirky, oddball games that I like, and I champion games like I watched a video this morning. A good friend of mine did a video on, the wonderful N64 version of GoldenEye, which I've never played, believe it or not. Now, my nephew had an N64, and I played the Star Wars Pod Racer and Wave Racer, and a lot of my favorite, typically racing games on that particular, when I would see him and play on his console with his controller, those were the games I liked. I never played, the N64 GoldenEye. Now, I did enjoy the wonderful GoldenEye Reloaded, which was, loosely based on that original GoldenEye game. So, For me, when I think of a successful Bond multiplayer, I think of, From Russia with Love. I would much rather play this with jetpacks. Jetpack multiplayer, to me, was more fun than any just standard running around shooting people in corridors. But that's me. That's my idea. This is my idea of the masterpiece Bond game, not GoldenEye on the N64, but it takes nothing away from those that played that game. And I'm sure if I ever got an N64, I'm sure I would enjoy the solid shooting, and I could easily see with enough time why that game is popular, whether I play multiplayer, split screen or not. I like games like Duke Nukem Forever. I'm one of the 20 people that actually likes the game, and not only likes it, but I really love this game. I think it's endearing. I like it. It's almost like a B movie. That that you can see it's not the greatest film, but you just like it. It makes you smile. You have fun watching it, and that's what this game reminds me of. And I've been attacked on my channel for heralding this game. Other games like the not very popular 2009 Wolfenstein game that a lot of people have just dismissed. Oh, it's average gameplay, nothing innovative, nothing impressive about it. But I think it's very impressive, and I like it. So I invested a half an hour doing a review of this instead of something that's popular. Now maybe if I had reviewed a game that's more popular, and you can fill in the blank, I would have gotten more hits and views and maybe subs over time. I don't know. But to me, it's about respect. To me, it's about doing a channel and talking about the things that I like, that I'm passionate about, because it hopefully will resonate with a few people. It's just simply a way of expressing myself as a gamer and as an old dude that likes a lot of the same pop culture. Today, everything is about Back to the Future and Jurassic Park and Ghostbusters. All of these 80s movies, it's funny now to see how popular they are. At the time, they were just a barrage of films, along with Beverly Hills Cop and all the other films I saw in the early 80s, and the Raiders of the Lost Ark films and whatever. I like them all. I find it interesting that a lot of those movies are so popular now because they've stood the test of time. And I like the films, and I saw every one of those films then. And I also saw my share of B movies opening day as well. Some of the B movies, to me, in my mind, stand out just as much as Ghostbusters 1 and 2, or Back to the Future. I never saw Back to the Future 3 because I wasn't that overly elated with the second one, which I think is fine. It's a great movie, but I enjoyed the first one, and I had kind of had my fill of Back to the Future from that point. But, not to, rain on anyone's parade, but it just never was that great of a series. It's interesting how everyone has their own taste, and a lot of it is dependent on where they are today as a gamer, or where they are today within pop culture, or what they think are is popular. There's a lot of things to do. Like I said, I could grow my channel if I probably popped out a video virtually every day. I'm sure the channel would grow, but I don't do it for that reason. I remember I did a little show on when I had 300 subscribers, and to this day I'm literally shocked that 300 human beings randomly somehow over the internet discovered my little channel, my older fat guy expressing himself about video games as if he knows anything about games. He doesn't even like our popular games that we like. But that's just I didn't do it for those reasons. I enjoy the process. I'm shocked that I had 300. So now I've got 400 subscribers, or a little over, I guess. And I'm shocked that I have that many. I don't know that I'm going to do another, if I reach 500 subs, do a 500 subscriber special and all this stuff. Nothing against those friends of mine that do those specials, but it's the subs to me almost mean nothing. Because it's funny, I've got, hundreds of subs, but really only a small percentage of them actually take the time or care to watch my videos. So, it's nice to have the subs, I guess. Someone likes you enough it's just as simple as clicking a button, but they may never watch your videos again. And I've had some people that have watched my videos, and you can tell they just aren't elated with you. They just don't like you maybe they don't like my persona, they don't like my tonality. I had someone, recently that didn't like my mic. Someone knew it, someone did a shout out, he watched one of my shows, and all he could say was, you really should do something about that mic. And that's it. I never heard from the guy again. Ironically, the same fellow comments on many of my mutual friends' channels, and who have much worse sound and video quality than mine does, as bad as mine is, but they never say anything about their mic quality or video quality on them. So it goes to show you that it wasn't the mic. He just didn't like me as a person or what I had to say on that particular video that he watched, and that's fine. It's a free world, or a free country, as I typically say. You can do what you want. You're not going to like everyone, and not everyone is going to like you. That's just the way life is. In politics, they say if you can get 51 to 53% of the population to like you, that it becomes a, quote, landslide. You get a landslide victory. If you get 51 or 53% of the vote, which is very telling. It tells you that in life, the world is comprised of almost a 50-50 mix. You're going to get about half of the people that like you. If you can get virtually half or a hair more of the people out there to like you, then you must be doing something right. So to me, it all goes back to what's popular. And that's why politicians will sell their soul and then tell you what you want to hear and give you and show you what you want to see and have or whatever, because it's all about being popular. To them, that's where it's at, and that's where they get the vote. To me, I don't trust them. And in politics, I will not be a useful idiot of the left or the right. I'll tell you that right now. I think for myself. I'm a critical thinker. I always have been. Now, Ms.K is a war veteran. Now, I have the utmost respect for her, and I've told her on more than one occasion. I said, I take my hat off to you. I salute you for doing something for our great country. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for your service to our country. Although I don't agree with the war that she was a part of. But I have the utmost respect for her. She's done more for my country than I have. I mean, other than paying a hell of a lot of money in taxes or whatever. But the bottom line is, I respect her. The bottom line is, I respect what she's doing as a gamer. She keeps it positive. She has her focus in gaming. A lot of it is towards multiplayer and a lot of the popular games that we all like. And I enjoy her passion because her channel is all about that. She won't buy into the whole troll thing with the fanboyism over Microsoft versus Sony. It just so happens I chose the Sony product this time around over the Microsoft product, but for many years it was the other way around. So I'm not a fanboy by any means. I just work with what works for me. The Sony console, had the best multi-plats for me personally, and that's why I chose it. The games looked and performed a little bit better, not much, a little better on those consoles, and I like the Sony's exclusives so far over Microsoft. Now, Microsoft could change that next year. They could come out with 3 killer games where I'm going to have to trip all over myself and race down and buy an Xbox One. But for the time being, that's it. But I'm not a fanboy. But what's interesting is that I got attacked early in my channel. I'm late 2012 or early 2013 because I said something about a press conference or Sony or Microsoft. And I don't even remember what it was. Oh, I had concerns, I know, about the Kinect, and spying on us and all this stuff. Just natural concerns anyone would have if you do your math and you're a critical thinker. And boy, did I get attacked. I got some really, from several people. And she saw that, and she immediately did a thing when on their thumbnail said respect in giant letters. And she defended my point, my right to express myself, whether she agreed with it or not, and that she was appalled by the disgraceful disrespect that I got. So again, I take my hat off to Ms.K for being a stand-up person. This is a stand-up woman that will stand up for what is she's an older gamer like me, or the PC word is a seasoned gamer. I shouldn't say older, but she's someone that she stands up for the positive side of gaming. She made a stand for me, and I never forgot that. So to me, it's all about the interaction with YouTube. I did this channel because it's a way to express myself and express the games that I like, whether they're well liked or not. I've defended a lot of these games that got lackluster reviews. Not that, sometimes you get a comment back, sometimes you don't. But I talk about the games that I like, the gaming experiences that stood out in my memory over the years. They may not be the same ones that stand out in yours. And they certainly are not popular games. I would say 75% of the games I talk about are typically mediocre, average, or lesser known games. And I love the same AAA experiences that we all do. I love the Uncharted series. You know, I love Gears of War 2. I never played the other ones, but I certainly loved it. I love polished experiences when I get to play them. I had a friend of mine the other day. He watches another mutual friend of mine, vlogger, and he goes, God, I got so much to say. I'd like to vlog. Should I vlog? I said, do it. If it feels good, do it. If it's something you want to do, even if you only get 3 people that watch you, do it. I've actually been, surprisingly, and I feel humbled by this, have motivated a couple YouTubers that didn't even have a YouTube channel to start one and to start talking about gaming and vlogs. And it's sad because they got like 2 to 3 views on their videos. And I feel bad because it's like, you know, this is a great guy. He's a passionate gamer. It's like the guy only gets 2 to 3 views on his videos, but he doesn't care. He does it because he wants to do it. It's not about money. It's not about revenue, ad revenue. It's about passion for a hobby, and that's what I can relate to. I will spend more time watching my friends' videos that only have those handful of views and 1 or 2 thumbs up than I often will doing the ones that have all the popularity in the world. Because frankly, some of the bigger channels that are real popular, they don't even respond to your comments in the comment section. I mean, one of them I had followed on YouTube, Twitter, and on YouTube, left tons of comments over the course of like a year, and even did a video response and put the video response on his Facebook thing, sent a link to Twitter, and put it right in the comments and linked it to my comments on his actual video. Nothing. Didn't even acknowledge my video response with a thumbs up. So, I mean, it happens. And again, to him it's about ad revenue. It's a lot of clickbait, gaming news type videos and stuff, and that's fine. I still find the guy enjoyable, and from time to time, I don't watch his channels as vehemently as I used to, but I still find him entertaining and watch him, although I won't waste my time giving him a thumbs up or commenting anymore, because I just feel that he's in it for the wrong reasons. And you'll see him get defensive of his position from time to time if anyone challenges on it, which is interesting. So I like my small channel. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have more friends, but I do it for friendship. Now that's my next point, is that why would you have a YouTube channel? It's so hard to get them up and started nowadays. I mean, when I started mine, I mean, you get lost in a sea, a virtual ocean of millions of YouTubers. I mean, you almost feel like you'll be lucky to get 10 subscribers, because how will you ever get heard in this ocean of YouTubers? And, you know, so again, you have to ask yourself, why are you in it? Are you in it to be popular, or are you just in it to express yourself? Or maybe you're in it, like I am, to be part of a community as a hobby, just the way I was with car clubs. I used to be in a model railroading, belong to a model railroad club. I've belonged to 3 car clubs. I've been 3 or 4 art society groups that do automotive art, and I really enjoy being a part of the group, even though my stuff is never that popular. I don't get a lot of comments on my artwork. I never got really any awards or anything for it, but I do my art because I like to do it. In fact, I give a lot of the paintings away. I don't even care about the money from them. It's not about money for me. That's not why I'm doing this. If I had 1,000 or 10,000 subscribers, I would not monetize. I really wouldn't. I just don't care about it. It's only to express myself. My final point is that one of the reasons why, and her video, Mrs. K's video, actually caused me to think, why did I even start my channel? And it is nice to have, believe me, I love getting the comments and the thumbs ups. I will never ask for them. I'll never say, like, comment, subscribe at the end of every video like a mantra. I think if you have to ask for it, there's something wrong. And I don't feel bad if one of my friends gets, 60 comments or thumbs up on his video and I only get, 10 or 15 or 20, whatever. It is what it is. For whatever reason, people will like your videos or not like them. I have some friends that will comment on almost every one of my videos but never like them. I have some friends that like them but never comment. And I know who some of them are, and that's fine. Everyone has their own criteria, but you can't become immobilized if you don't get what you want. It's just a hobby. That's all it is. That's why I do it. And getting back to my point I was going to make, years of partying. I get an ADD. My head's all over the map. Is that we don't have the social interactions we had back. These kids today I feel bad for them because they'll never know what it's like to have endless 7-hour straight split screen sessions on the couch with a pizza and a cold soda or a beer or whatever. They'll never know what that's like. They'll never know what it's like to have a friend over for a Friday or Saturday night playing games all night and then watching The Terminator again, or your favorite movies over and over. Gory old, horror films, whatever. I mean, that to me was what was fun about the old days, about the 80s and the early 90s. It lasted right up until about the mid to late 90s, and then it kind of fizzled out. Now with the advent of texting, constant texting, and PMs and emails, I've got friends from over 30 years ago that are my age or a year or two older, and I can't even get them to call me back. They'll send a text instead. I'll go, hey dude, what are you doing? And I'll try to call them. You get a voicemail, and then an hour later you get a text, hey dude, sorry I missed your voicemail, And I'm like, hey, what are you doing this week? Thought we'd come over by the coast and visit you. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to see, wait and see. And it's like you can't get anyone to spend time physically in person anymore. It's so hard to find real friends. And we had a friend over the other night, a mutual friend, my wife and myself, is another couple. And we actually don't have much in common. He's not into gaming. He's certainly not into cars. But we just enjoy, he's about the same age, we enjoy our company together. And we can just have, it's just nice to have the human interaction. I'm just happy to I can actually hold a beer glass up with a guy and just talk for hours. And talk about camping trips, and we've gone out and taken some trips together to the beach, and so we've had such a wonderful time talking about taking a trip to Hawaii as a mutual friends and as a couple and renting a condo there and stuff. It's like, to me, there's something that's lacking today with human interaction, and that's why I started my YouTube show, to fill this vacuous void of not having real friends. Part of it is I left Southern California and moved up north here in 2008. Since I've been up here, I really don't have that many friends. I have people, acquaintances, other painters, and people I know. I'll bump into them at the paint store. Hey man, how's it going? We'll talk about their new pickup truck for their business or something. And that's it. I never see them after hours. You never hear from them. So it's sad that we live in a world where you don't have the human interaction. So to me, that's my impetus for doing my YouTube show, is just simply to have that. That's why you'll see sometimes my reply comments are longer than the comments that the people left. I'm starving for that interaction. I enjoy to listen to other people's point of view, even if I don't agree with it. I really enjoy bantering and talking and discussing this wonderful hobby of games, or frankly, one of the greatest forms of escapism we know. Whether you're into Mario Kart, or whether you're into Doom, or Return to Castle Wolfenstein, it's all about escapism from the drudgery of life and work and bills and headaches and taxes and everything else, and family issues and all that. It's just fun to escape into gaming, and that is what YouTube means for me. So I can go on and on and on about this, but I appreciate your time. I wanted to do her video justice and with a detailed response to it, because I think that we need to examine why we're into YouTube. Why do we do this? Why do we do it? What is the point of it? Why spend hours? I'm doing this Wolfenstein review. I don't know if anyone will even watch it. The game is, God knows, it came out in like the early 2000s. No one really plays the game anymore. Why take all that time to review a game? It's going to take me another week or so. I'm slower than molasses in January. It's going to take me forever to finish this game. I'm about halfway through it now. And then I got to do, comparisons of the different ports on. But I'm going to do it because I love the game. If I end up getting, 60 views out of it, or 120 views, whatever it is, that's okay. If I get 5 thumbs up or likes, or 100 thumbs up and likes, I don't care. I'm not doing it for that reason. I won't become immobilized if I don't get what I want from the video. I just do it because I enjoy doing it. And I like to watch my friends that do the same thing. They don't always do what's popular, but they'll put up a video of a vlog that they want to talk about, or a game that they just discovered and hadn't played at God since the 90s or something. It's like, man, I love this game, and here's some gameplay of it. Those are the channels I like to watch. So I'll never monetize. I can't see my channel ever getting that big. I'm already getting passed up by other people who have started their channels after mine, and that's fine. more power to them. If they're happy, I just hope they're doing it for the right reasons in the end, and not just, for money or for views and all that. I mean, over time, you can kind of spot those people that are in it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, and then you can make your own decision as to whether you want to continue following them or watching their videos or whatever. But for me, by and large, I like the community, and I am in it and surround myself with supportive, positive gamers that love gaming. They can still have their views of what they like and what they don't like I certainly do. But the main emphasis is being positive and bringing something to the table. If you have something to give of yourself, to me that's much more telling of the YouTuber than anything else. So bring something to the table that you're passionate about. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with this lengthy rant. And thanks, Mrs. K, for a wonderful topic to do a VR on. I really appreciate your channel and your positivity with games. Thank you all for watching, and enjoy your games.